Good evening. My name is Thurman Greco, and the name of this program is Let's Live with Thurman Greco. And we are coming to you from scenic downtown Woodstock on Educational Television, Channel 23, and also from YouTube. And this is your second time to come.
Indeed.
Please tell everyone your name and how we can contact you.
My name is Miani Carnevale, and I can be reached at whereyourprayers@gmail.com. Whereyourprayers, one word, @gmail.com.
That's beautiful. Okay, and so we are here. This is your second visit. I have tuned in several times in the last few months to watch the first show. And the dialogue in the first show is lovely. But it didn't show the jewelry because it was all flat. So I said, listen, we've got to do this again. And so we have to do it so that we can see what we've got here. And so here we have this beautiful jewelry back again, and I'm modeling. Tell me, what is this?
That's vegetable ivory.
Vegetable ivory.
That's a tagua nut, and this one happens to come from Colombia. They grow, tagua trees come from Central America. They have a husk on them. I thought I had a natural one here. They grow like a coconut, and they have a husk, and what they do is take the husk off and polish them. Here's another one that's been painted and polished. And I do have some that are natural.
The orange?
That's amber.
Oh, that's amber, okay. And so, and then you have these beautiful black beads. Tell us, because you use the black beads a lot.
I use them a lot. I can't seem to get enough lava. These are lava. And I'm using a lot of lava. This is just a fraction of the pieces that I have right now in my inventory. These particular black ones have been waxed, and that I think there's an elegance to these. I like the contrast with the very dark black ones. If I use them and they're natural, like this one, this is more porous, and you can add, they're diffusers, you can add essential oils to them. Not on these so much, but these are porous. When you wax them, it fills in makes them smoother, so they're not good as diffusers, but these are.
And then I notice you have this lovely orange one.
That's amber.
That's amber. So you have tagua
nut, coral,
and amber,
there's
and
coral on the end, and this is Tibetan agate, and more amber. And this is copal amber, it's from Morocco.
And there's some more of the amber in this one.
No, this is blue jade, this is Tibetan agate, this one is also Tibetan agate, and this is polished rosewood on the end. And again with lava, and this has got polished, this has got jade on the end. I like putting a different bead on the end. Somehow that feels real important. It's resting against the top of your spine. I just put the beads where they want to go. I can't tell you why I put a certain bead on the top of most of my pieces.
What is this?
Let's see. That's bone. That's bone and clay. I do all the braiding and knotting. I do all the stringing of the beads.
This is very fine work.
Yes, it is.
This is very fine work.
Yeah, I've got a steady hand. All the lava pieces here, each bead is hand tied. I do have malas and prayer beads. Everything I do is a prayer. When they leave me, they're prayers of gratitude, because that's what I infuse in them as I work.
This one is calling out. This one is calling out for the oceans. That is an amazing thing. I have learned,
Put it on
this show, that
see what it looks
there
like.
are some things that are ivory that are real, and they are alive, And they do call out to you.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is very definitely calling out for the oceans. And I love the way you can do the essential oils with this one.
Yeah,
Now,
I have.
what are these?
Those are glass beads from Africa. Those are,
Little African
beads.
glass beads?
yeah, and Tibetan agate. And then I use some metal hishi beads from Africa right here, because the shell is sharp,
Yes.
and I didn't want it to rub against. I use wax linen or wax nylon
And then what is this? The blue
glass.
glass,
Africa.
blue glass beads. I love African glass beads.
I love most beads African. A lot of my beads are African. Africa and Indonesia is where I get most of my things.
Now, what is this adorable thing?
Oh, those are very powerful.
Oh, really?
These are very powerful. These are dolls. They're medicine dolls. She speaks to the importance of being true to yourself, of being authentic. And it has a stand that it comes on. It's very heavy. That's recycled bottle glass from Ghana. That's Tibetan agate. That's bone. More Tibetan agate up here. And then the cowrie shells. But she speaks to the importance of being yourself, being true to you. It's heavy.
And it's lovely. It has all different colors.
So there's turquoise, there's very old Afghanistani glass, tiny seed beads, cross sections of palm seeds, coconut palm, Tibetan agate.
Looks like
There's no brass bell,
yeah.
turquoise.
And this, what is this one?
That's a recycled bottle glass from Ghana.
And what is this?
Bone.
Bone. You know, I spoke with a young man several weeks ago who was trying to be, he was searching with what was the meaning of authenticity. So what you are telling me is that this doll
It's a reminder.
is a reminder, but it also, this doll is kind of taking you with you on your journey.
They all do. These are all way showers. What I get from them when I'm making them, they're to support your journey when the only place to go is deeper. And they're way showers. So as far as searching for authenticity, for me it requires deep surrender. It just means getting out of your head and into your body, into your heart, and just being open to being present to whatever the situation is in the moment.
What is this?
It's-
Is that
That's
enough?
also a type of doll. And this has got the cowrie shells. This has got old Afghanistani glass, recycled bottle glass, and this is a Hebron bead. This comes from the Middle East, and the Hebron beads that I buy are carbon dated 450 to 750 years.
Wow.
And this is bone.
And these little black beads, what are these little
Those
guys?
are cross sections of palm seeds.
Okay.
Little tiny ones.
And these also will take the essential oils.
No,
Those
because
do-
that's black and polished.
it's polished.
Yeah.
And look at the work in the string or whatever. Look at that. I don't see how you even see well enough to do all the braiding.
I just automatically, I'm not looking when I'm doing it. You know, it's just us going back and forth, and I have a real steady, what do you call it?
This is so gorgeous.
That's amber,
That's amber. Do you know where it's from?
Morocco.
Moroccan amber. And this is
Lava.
lava. Do you know where the lava's from?
No, I don't. I
And-
mean, there's a lot of countries with
Yeah,
volcanic stone,
yeah.
so I don't know where the lava comes from.
And then what about this sweet little thing?
That's Tibetan agate. I've got all different kinds of Tibetan agate. It's not just like this is Tibetan agate right here.
Wow, this is a little one and this is a big one.
But they're different colors too.
Yeah.
And then on the doll, on her head, the top bead is also Tibetan agate, and that's in blacks.
And there's that's like a hat.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't intended to be, but
But it is.
yeah, whatever.
And look at these little guys here, next to this one. The little.
I've got to take. Oh, okay, that's Tibetan agate.
Okay.
Black ones.
This one is very interesting because you've got all these interesting stones there. Look at that. You can see the light through them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
I think that's a mala. That I've got it tripled. Malas are 108 beads. So she's long. That's carved jade. That's Tibetan agate. Can't see.
It's okay.
I think that's wood.
And then,
This is bone. This is Tibetan agate. Lava. Tibetan agate.
108 beads.
Yeah.
So-
And then this is carved jade.
Okay.
So if someone wants a mala, they're 108 beads, and when they pray the mala, they go.
Go around them
Around.
once. So you would start here and then you'd go around.
Probably doesn't matter where you start. I
Right.
mean, I don't know traditionally where they start.
Well,
Probably ought
now
to look into that.
this one is quite different. What is this?
This is too. This is similar, the one I'm wearing, and that it just has. It's just fun. It's rather eclectic,
It's a lot heavier than the long ones.
and it's closer to the throat. You know, it's a short one. So this has got vegetable ivory, amber, bone, glass, clay, Afghanistani glass, more bone, carved jade. And then there's another medicine doll. I think it's right here on this one. No, right here.
Oh, right here.
That one right here.
Okay. Oh, look at this one. Oh my goodness. Isn't it just the sweetest thing you ever saw? Oh, that is adorable.
This one's about being kind.
So this one is about being true to oneself with authenticity, and
Being
this one is
authentic,
about
being-
being kind to others
To yourself first.
and to yourself
To
first.
yourself first. And then put that out into the world.
You know, the
But there's a
human
tenderness. There's
Oh yeah.
a sweetness to her.
You know, it's the human condition that we beat ourselves up,
Yeah.
and we need to be kind to ourselves.
We can't be kind to anybody else until we are.
That's true.
That's been my experience anyway. It's all an inside job.
These are beautiful.
Thank you. They are.
Now, over here, you have a lot of you have necklaces that are all very different.
These are my more spontaneous pieces.
What does that mean?
There's no thinking, whereas when I do the prayer beads, and it's largely the lava, the strand, there's a rhythm and a mindfulness. I put a bead on, I tie it. I put a bead on, I tie it. And here, it's kind of a free-for-all. I don't think at all. Well, I don't know if I'm thinking with these either, but it's quiet. It's more meditative. I love doing these. These have an ancient tribal quality to them. It's like recalling your ancient future. And they can be worn, it's like you can put them with one focal as a focal bead, and then turn it, do something else. Turn it again, do something else. Wear more than one. These are great fun. I love doing these. I think these are my favorite.
Well, now these, the beads are so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The beads are, it's like you have
Gonna fall.
some red in each one. And look at
I
that
do,
one.
I don't, yeah, I think I put a little red.
And look
Well,
at
this
these.
doesn't have red. Yes, it does. Right down there.
What is that?
Bone.
Bone.
And that's curved. There's spirals on there.
And what is this?
That's a shell. Oops. No, that's green jade. A green turquoise.
And what is this?
Bone. And the red piece, the dark red down there is coral.
Look at that. This is just stunning.
Thank you.
Look at these. Wow. You know, the thing that I'm learning, now this has been something that I have had to learn because I've had several people sit at this table and the work that they do is all different, it's all individual.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Tanchi Mountain was here. And the couple that have the van, you know, that everything comes from the four corners.
Oh, the stones.
Yeah.
Oh, the talking stones.
The talking stones. Let me tell you, you guys have taught me that these stones are not only real, they are alive.
They're alive. I have found in my experience, everything is alive. All things are conscious, and everything communicates. We've just forgotten how to listen. That's all. We've just forgotten who we are. And our relationship, well, one to ourselves, one to the divine, and then the rest of the world. Everything is connected. When you hurt one thing, you hurt all of it.
And you know, right now, I think in our country, we're really having to learn that lesson.
Yeah.
It's you know.
There's a lot of chaos right now, but out of the chaos, clarity will come. I'm very optimistic. In fact, the information that I get personally is that we are on the verge of the greatest spiritual awakening ever experienced by humanity.
Oh, I'll
So-
go with that.
So I'll hold to that, and that's what I hold to.
I
There's
definitely will
chaos,
go
and
with
you can
that.
focus on the chaos, or you can
Well-
hold the desired outcome,
When
which
you-
is people remembering how incredibly beautiful they are, how extraordinary they are, that they all have, every one of us have gifts and talents to share. You know, it doesn't need to be the way, it's all fear-based. Everything that's coming up is fear. And it needs to be released, and that's why we're seeing it on so many different levels. But it's a cleansing that's going on.
I think the people are letting go of the fear.
I think they are too.
And I think they're letting go of the negativity. I think they are. You know, when you finally reach the point where it's just coming out, you know.
Or you're tired of fighting, and it's like, I give up.
Yeah.
And then change can really happen when you give up.
Yeah.
You know, trying to be right. I've got the answer and you don't.
Yeah. And I'm right and you're not.
I'm right and you're not. It's
And
like
I'm
there's
good
room
and
for
you're
all
not.
of it. There's room for all of it.
Yeah. And that's,
Anyway, I hang out with my beads.
well,
We have a good relationship.
hanging out with your beads is therapeutic.
It's a way of life for me.
Yes, it is.
It's a way of life. And we're talking constantly. It's like I'm told very gently that it's none of my business how the beads go together, that the person who claims a piece as their own is going to know why it's there. And so it's like, just do what you're told.
I'm not sure that that's true. I'm not sure that the people, not everyone, they just know that the attraction is there.
That's how they start. That's how it starts.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had people walk up to my beads and burst into tears, and they'll hold one and know it's theirs. They don't know why at the moment, but it'll all be revealed to them. And I share with them when Well, peace is not done till it's found its right home. I don't care what I'm crafting. But I share with people to sleep with these under their pillow. Make them your best friend, a confidant. Talk with them, share with them. But more importantly, listen. Ask them questions and expect an answer. And you can do that with anything. I mean, how many people want to talk to their dogs? Talk with their cats? You can do it.
I do it all
Just
the
got to
time.
get out of your head and expect an answer.
You know,
These wise creatures.
You know, I had the woman the Voices of the Stones. I had her on, and I was holding this selenite bar, and all of a sudden I realized this thing is alive and it's talking to me, which was something. And then I had Tanchi Mountain, and Tanchi Mountain came and said, "Well, listen, let me." Actually, what she did was she tarted it up. She decorated it. And I was so excited. And she handed it to me and I burst into tears. I was completely unprepared for what was happening, you know. So when you tell me that people come up to your necklaces and they cry, they're not ready. You know, all they know.
Or there's a recognition, I think, when they come up.
Right. It's like, whoa. I mean, they know that they've come to the market.
But when they find a piece and they tear up, it's like there's a resonance.
Yeah.
They don't know up here, but they know here.
That's
it's
the
like,
important.
This
This is the
this
important.
This
is the
mine.
important.
Even, I mean, I have found things that I said, I've worn this before. This is not the first time I've worn this. And I'll reclaim it. So,
Which
other
ones?
times, other places. No, I'm just speaking in general.
Oh, yeah.
But I have seen things and brought them back into my life that I felt very strongly that I've worn them in the past. A past life, a past place.
So, what you're suggesting is that when people wear these necklaces,
They're
if-
prayers. When people wear these prayers, I'm not a jeweler. I create prayers that you can wear. But I don't make jewelry.
but
But I can see where you were, I mean, they look like necklaces.
yeah,
But they're
but
prayers.
what they do, for me, they allow you to get in touch with your past. And by that I mean, you know, beyond, 20 years ago. And if
You
if
can tap
you're
into
try-
your future as well.
If
Like-
you're trying to really see your timeline,
Mm-hmm.
then these are a good thing to go, for me, these are a good thing. If you're tapping into your timeline,
Mm-hmm.
so if you're tapping into your timeline, then one of the things you get to do is figure out, what do these big ones mean?
The small ones may be the most significant. I mean, I don't know. They're different with each individual. And it's not just a single bead, it's the message from the whole. It's how everything interacts with each other, how it comes together to make one piece. And I found with these, it's like, I don't know if it's suddenly, but people start remembering things. Like, why are you here now? What is it that you're here to do? So these release information to support what you've agreed to do in this life. I'm just going by what they say.
The question I have now that you have said that is, does it really matter which one of these you choose?
I think people will come up and they'll look at everything, and we're all drawn to something, one over the other, and I think that's what, okay, you're drawn to something like this instead of this one, and then you start exploring it more, and then you want to try it on. And it's like, that's when and I share with individuals who look at the work, if a piece is yours, you're going to know it by the way it feels. So touch it, put it on. How does it feel? This is one of my favorites. I like this one because I've got this red coral right here that seems like it's out of place or it's just a little awkward. It's just like, I just think it's wonderful. She's just hanging out, feeling really good about herself. Doesn't matter that she's not the same size as the others. This is one of my favorites. At the market, I take things, I'll wear something and then take it off and then put another one on. So I'm doing that all day.
I've come to realize that because I didn't come to the market because I had something to sell. I came to the market because I was trying to raise money for the hungry and because there was a book there that I was trying to share. And I see these people for whom a booth is in their blood. And there's one adorable woman that sells fashions. And sometimes she'll have 3 outfits on before the market opens. And I just think that's adorable. This is how she's doing it.
It's a unique population.
Yes.
Vendors are.
And of course,
this is only my second season with my beads there at the flea market. And I love the vendors. We're so unique.
Yeah.
And some of these people there are professional. I mean, they've been vendors for years and years. And I'm so grateful that things like this exist.
Yeah.
That you can be out in the world showing things that you just love. Like, what is it that you like to collect?
Yeah.
Find an area that really lights your fire and then start collecting and bringing them in.
It's really an interesting thing.
It is. I love it.
I think I want to try that one on.
Which one? This one?
That one.
Yeah, isn't this cool?
Yeah, it is. I
love this red bead.
Yeah, I know.
That's cool.
Well, and listen, not only is it the red bead, but also it's got this. For me, that's an important...
the tassel type
this.
Down here?
Yeah, and then you have the red beads. For me, that. But it's so hard to choose. And this one is adorable, but it seems like it's kind of, you want to wear sunglasses or something.
Yeah, that oranges.
And so maybe that may be too strong. This one is luscious. And this one is something else.
That's a handsome piece.
Has anyone... Do you have any of these that nobody really notices?
That one. The one you just...
That's not noticed a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I had this on the other day. I wore it out someplace. Okay, let's see here. Ooh. These are so heavy.
That's really something.
I think it's absolutely elegant. It's kind of a quiet confidence.
Yeah.
And when they're this length, I'm always holding them.
It will give you confidence.
Well, it's also focused. Everything that I have that's long like this speaks to clear intent. And they go right down your center. But the ones...
It goes right to your solar plexus.
Yeah, this one does.
Yeah, which is important. And that's what this one does. It goes to your solar plexus.
But I love holding them. They just
these
are so
soothing. These can be chakra beads. Well, this one is lovely. This one really is.
I haven't thought of that before. I'll have to check in with them, see if they want to be created as chakra.
Well,
I could do that.
I don't know that that's what they want.
It's kind of overall. I mean,
but it's something that happens, Now this one seems a little busy.
Because it is.
Okay,
put it back on.
it's a community bead.
It's a community.
It is.
Okay, now move this so that it's down on the bottom. There. Excuse me, I manhandled it.
That's okay.
Okay.
Oh, I see
It
what
might
you
feel a
mean.
little better having the busy parts
Back in
on
the
the
back.
bottom, in the back or the front.
Oh my goodness. This would be for somebody that has a very large family, I think. I don't know why, but I think that. They're just lovely. Well, that's a solar plexus necklace.
Well, this, I say, it has a quiet confidence about it. It's very stable. It doesn't have to shout, it doesn't have to yell. It's quite subtle in the
Yeah.
colors. Just really black and this orange.
And this one is kind of the same thing, you know? It doesn't yell at you.
scream, no.
Yeah.
But the saffron does stand out. I think that saffron is beautiful. Here's another one that's got lemon jade.
Yeah. Right there at the bottom.
But
That's
yeah.
beautiful. That is beautiful. Isn't that luscious? Look at this. Wow. Well, does anybody stand at your booth and try them all on?
Well, there are people that try several on.
I think I want to try that one on.
Which one?
This one. This one, I think I do. This one, I really, you know, because now that I'm realizing that they talk to you, that when you put it on, it isn't how it looks, it's what you hear. It's
Well,
what you hear.
I'm delighted when people, like I forgot a mirror last week at the market. I didn't have a mirror with me. And I had people come over trying one on. I said, there's a mirror down here at this other booth if you want to see. They said, I don't need to see it.
No,
Yeah, I know it's,
you know.
I know by the way it feels.
Yeah.
And it's like, thank you. I really appreciate
a
that
mirror is
you're
not
aware of
necessary
that.
for one of these. This is.
But that's
this-
okay. It's not a judgment if you want to look
This
at it.
is lovely. This is, God.
That's an elegant
Yeah.
piece too. But that's got lemon jade.
Is that what that is?
No, that's
This is the
vegetable
lemon-
ivory. That's lemon,
lemon
jade.
jade.
That's lemon jade. I don't know what's in the back.
I don't know either. Not anything.
Oh
Yeah,
it's
yeah, a little
that's
red
coral.
one. Little red one.
Coral.
Yeah, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Yeah. And these are similar.
Yeah, I've got two.
Yeah.
Yeah, one has the lemon jade on it, and this one doesn't.
And this one's got this adorable.
That's
little
coral.
piece
Red
of
coral. That one's more simple, and this has got polished rosewood.
Oh my goodness.
But I have an absolute love affair going on with with lava right now. I can't seem to get enough of it. So I'm evidently needing the properties of lava. Well, it comes from the center of the earth. It's pretty grounding.
I think lava can be very healing.
I think all stones are.
Yeah, but lava's
Lava has a lot of properties, healing
it's
properties
different.
to it.
It's really different.
The fact that it comes from the center of the earth, forged by fire. Now, I don't collect stones because of the healing properties. It's by touch. So there's wonderful books out there that tell you what the meaning of the different stones are. But I do everything by the way it feels. And I just trust it. I'll go to a bead that I think belongs or should be there,
Yeah.
And I put it on, and go, no, doesn't work. Let the beads do it.
Look at this one. Isn't that beautiful?
That's Tibetan agate. I've got different shapes and different colors.
Well, you know, when there's so much there, it's not like, it's like if you get something, you get to develop a relationship with it,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
That's true of anything. I don't know that everybody realizes that. Again, that everything is alive. It's all sentient. And everything has a purpose, I have found in my life, in my experience. Everything has a purpose. So it's like, I'm here to help the beads fulfill their purpose. Meanwhile, I'm soothed and filled with gratitude.
And they are
At the
helping
privilege
you
of doing
fulfill
this.
a purpose as well.
Yeah.
And look at these little beads. Aren't they the most precious things you ever saw?
They're tiny.
Yes.
I'll tell you, I don't know how I string those.
I don't know either, because if I were to try to string those, I would have to have a magnifying glass.
Well, I used to wear glasses. I don't anymore.
Really?
My eyes are 20/20.
Did you have cataract surgery?
No. My eyes, I evidently chose to see clearly. I only wore glasses for reading, and then they were just what they call, I guess, cheaters. They were just
Yeah.
over the counter. And I hadn't been to an eye doctor in maybe 40 years. So I thought, I'm just going to go and have my eyes checked. And they said, you don't need them. So
I think that's
I'm
great.
stringing those tiny, tiny beads without glasses and doing the tiny braiding.
This is real cute.
I'm not sure why I'm sharing that. It's like, so what? I mean, I'm grateful for it. I don't know how newsworthy it is.
You
how
know,
TV worthy that I don't wear glasses.
it's very newsworthy.
And I'm 77. I just turned 77.
It's very newsworthy because as we get older, our vision changes. And our vision changes, I am convinced, as the spirituality develops. And it's interesting how people sometimes are afraid for their vision to change.
To mean getting worse or better?
Either way.
Well, we depend on our eyes.
Yeah, but we see things differently.
Well, our perception changes, our perspective.
Yes.
And I'm always asking for that, praying that help me see more clearly. Help me shift my perception or my perspective.
I know that I've had eye disease for a long time, and I can remember years ago in Virginia, I was in my 50s, I went to an eye doctor, and I was sitting in the waiting room, and I looked around, and I realized that everybody in the waiting room, with the exception of myself, was not going to be on this planet in 6 months. And I asked, at the end of the visit, I asked, what is the deal out there? And she said, it's very, very common.
They just stop seeing.
It's not that they stop seeing, but their vision does change in the last 6 months, and they come in to verify that it's changing. It was just a really interesting thing. Yeah. Vision is very spiritual. And we don't really, it's the brain that we see with. It is the brain that we see with. So it's an interesting thing.
Well, my eyes, too, have changed from dark brown. They're turning blue.
Has anybody commented to you about that?
No.
Some people,
I mean, this has been over years, so no one has known me here in New York.
some people
brown
will
eyes.
say that as your body spiritually cleanses, the brown drops away. So that's...
You're losing a lot of...
I mean, I don't know that. I haven't studied the vision.
I haven't either. But I just noticed that my eyes started changing.
I think that's
and now
lovely.
they're kind of a gray-blue.
I think that's lovely. Yeah, these are beautiful. Yes. And this one has such a voice.
I finished that today.
I would be interested in seeing who looks at it over the weekend.
I may wear that one over the weekend.
This one's got a very strong voice. For me, it has a strong voice. And if somebody wants to see your jewelry, where do they go?
I have no presence anywhere anymore. It's all word of mouth. You go to wearyourprayers@gmail.com, and then I'll respond, and I can send photos. If there's, like when people are at the market and they see pieces that they really like, but they're not wanting to commit right then, I say take a photograph of it, and then I'll know what you're looking for. Contact me and I can send you some images. But I used to have a website and was told to take it down. You don't need it. I'm very grateful for, I work in several different mediums. My work's all over the world, and right now it's all word of mouth.
That's great.
Yeah. So people come to, I know at the beginning of the pandemic, I remember standing and realizing that so much was changing for everyone, but I stood in the middle of the room and I said, this is what I want. It's time for people to come to me.
Wow.
It's like I spent my whole career, going out and putting my work out. There was galleries, there was museums, everything was out.
I think we have to do a certain amount of that.
Yeah, so
I
my
think
whole
that's
career
enough.
was. And I said, it's time for people to come to me. So I've got a studio in my home, but I've changed my whole home and studio into a showroom as well. And within a week, I got my first call. I said, thanking you in advance. I'm ready for people to come to me. So I started changing my living environment so it was more like a gallery, but really comfortable. I don't have white walls, and they weren't things. I'm a painter too, so things weren't lined up, on the wall. It looked like someone's home, living situation. But within a week, I got a call from someone saying, I saw your work 2 years ago, and I couldn't afford it then, but I can afford it now. And she was from Massachusetts, and within a couple of weeks, she came down. And it's been like that ever since. It's like I work with the universe. The universe brings me people. I don't have to worry about it.
I'm a great believer that in order to get it back, you have to put it out, And I know that I've had this show for probably almost 20 years, and I've probably, on many of those years, I was asking people, would you like to come on my show? No. And they were saying no, and all of a sudden, everybody wants to be on my show. And it's like I put out, and now it's coming back.
I think so much is in the timing, but I think we're being asked to do what gives us great joy and pleasure, and now people want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, the people you have on really like what they're doing.
Yes.
And want to showcase that.
Yeah.
I think that may be one of the things that's changed right now is that, we all have something to share. We all have gifts and talents.
And times have really changed.
They have really changed.
The pandemic changed. People gone back to the past, forget that one,
And who wants to anymore? It's
right. Who wants to?
I'd like to feel that things are going to be more equitable. It's going to be far more. Yeah, we can create a Garden of Eden, heaven on earth, It may not come in my lifetime, but it's going to come. And we're at the start of it.
I think it's coming faster than we think.
That would be nice.
You know, because the people in our government are fighting like tooth and nails, and that's because we're at.
Well, they're going to be falling away too. I think younger people coming in to take over
Yeah.
is going to be very necessary.
Yeah.
But I think everything's going to come out in the wash, so to speak.
Yes.
On both sides of the aisle.
Yeah.
And
Positive.
that Americans aren't going to put up with it anymore. It's like as individuals start to wake up and recognize I deserve better. You know, I want
Yeah.
people running the government who are ethical,
Yeah.
who care about us as a population, as a humanity, as a culture.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be moving more into communities as well.
Yes.
That larger cities are not going to be sustainable. Where is it in Boston? They're talking about renting out business real estate to condos because people have left, businesses have left.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be moving back into a more rural community where that it is sustainable. Small communities with gardens, where everyone is contributing. The animals
Yes.
contribute, the gardens contribute, the people contribute.
Yes.
You know, it's just this wonderful dance. And they're going to be all over.
That's what we hope.
So there you have it.
It's going in some direction. It's
Well,
going
that's-
in some direction.
That's for sure.
It really is.
Well, I'm very hopeful and optimistic.
You must be. Working with this jewelry, it is very hopeful and optimistic. And I think you're picking that up from the beads. I really do.
Well, I'm filled with gratitude, too. That's very powerful in terms of change, focusing on gratitude. I'm grateful for what I do. I just love working with the beads, creating with the beads, knowing that they have a purpose. And a lot of people who are in the healing arts buy my work. They use it in
Oh,
their
yeah.
practice.
Oh, yeah,
So
this is definitely
it's like, wow, the
healing
work is
jewelry.
working. You know, I'm very grateful for that.
No, this is definitely healing. These are healing beads. Do you sell these like this?
Yeah, that comes with a stand.
Oh, how adorable. How totally adorable. You know, that's wonderful. So where do you see, I bet you don't,
Yeah.
see where your work is going? Do you see a trend?
I can't call it a trend yet.
What can you call it?
An adventure.
An adventure? Well, that's okay.
I think that I am moving, and when I was here last, I felt I was going to be moving more into writing, but I thought it was going to be writing as it relates to the beads, and it's not. It has to do with co-creating with nature, with the natural world. And my deep desire is that individuals remember their connection to all of life. And I would like to act as a scribe with the trees, letting the trees dictate. Trees are my best friends. Anyway, letting the trees dictate what's possible. So I'm moving in this direction where I want to really focus on humanity's connection to all life, which we've forgotten. It's like we need the natural world, but the natural world needs us. We agreed to come forth together, and we're so deeply loved. We're so deeply loved by the natural world, and people have just forgotten. I have too many experiences that speak to this.
You know,
Yeah.
in the 90s, I went to a place called Spring Farm Cares, and that's Spring Farm and then capital C, capital A, capital R, capital E, capital S, in Clinton, New York, to learn
I've heard them, of them.
of animal communication.
Uh-huh.
And I've that's very reasonably charged. She doesn't charge a lot of money. And so I went to everything for several years that they taught. And one of the things that happened is there were, not many, but there were a few women who were doing what you're talking about doing. They were communicating with the trees, and the trees were talking to them, and they were writing it down. And it was the most beautiful work.
The stuff, it brings you to your knees.
Yeah.
The wisdom and the knowledge.
I'm really not an animal communicator. I don't have the personality for it. I learned.
Personality isn't, no, that's taught. That's taught. We all communicate.
We all
communicate.
Okay.
You just have to get out of your head.
I said it wrong. I do talk to animals and they talk back. What I don't do is have someone that says, I have Mitzi or I have a parakeet or something and I want you to talk to her. That I don't do.
Yet.
Because, I do it. I do it, but I get emotionally involved. And if you are a real animal communicator, you're over here and you're talking.
You got to be detached,
open-hearted
and detached at the same time.
And I don't do the detachment. So, but I did go to all the classes, and the ones of us who did the trees. Oh my God! It was just such a wonderful experience.
It's unconditional love. It's bliss.
Absolutely.
When we surrender to it, and it's ongoing. It's here every moment.
Yes.
But people live in the hurry-worry world, and you can't contact it here. But it's constant. The natural world attempting to contact us.
It is. It is working.
That's
with
been
us.
my experience.
Yeah, it is working to contact us. Well, I'm wondering, do we have? Oh, we've gone over time here. Have we gone over time, Ellen?
No, we started late.
Oh, we started late. Oh, okay. Well, what is a message that we can say for people to contact you if they want jewelry, if they want to see some of your artwork?
Whereyourprayers@gmail.com.
That's it. Okay.
You have 8 minutes.
Oh, we have 8 minutes left.
And I'll contact them. I don't give out my phone number right now. If I don't know the number, if you're calling and I don't know, I don't pick up. I'm really a recluse. I live out in the country with my 2 cats.
I don't
Basically.
think that's being a recluse.
I mean, contact me first by email, whereyourprayers, one word, lowercase, @gmail.com, and I will get back with you, and we can discuss anything.
That's
Take
wonderful.
or, whatever.
Do you give workshops?
I used to do workshops on a regular basis. I haven't done them in years, and I thought I would. The last couple of years, I thought I would get back into it, but then it felt like a lot of work. And I know if something feels like it's work,
Yeah, that's not right.
It's like, no,
That's not right.
It's got to come from joy. So it's not. Now, as I get more into, say, acting as a scribe.
Because that's a new word. You didn't use that word last time.
Scribe.
Yeah.
Well, what's happened since I clarified some things, since I was here the last time? That was in February, I think.
Yeah.
The word that's the most important, if I have one thing to share with humanity, it's about our connection. It's about connection. And that we're connected to everything. And love is the strongest force in the universe.
I hope we can build on that.
I think we're starting. I'm very hopeful. So that's the message I'd like to share.
Can we, I just realized something. We've been here this whole hour. We have never discussed these. These are different.
Yeah, I do. I mainly work with the lava. I just brought random.
What are these?
This is bone. They speak to clear intent. They come down you know, the front, your middle. And again, you can hold them. I love the length where you can hold them. They just feel so good.
You know what? These might be good for people with anxiety.
Yes. Absolutely.
You know, anxiety's gripping people lately.
Yeah. It's all fear-based. It's
So, but these are very quiet. They don't, you know, like these come on with, you know, the whatever. But these, you can just hold them, and they are made. There is so much in these.
That's this one I have on that I tried on. I said not many people go to this. I think it's one of my favorites. But it's at a length that's really comfortable for me to hold on to them. And I do prayer beads. I do beads that are called pocket prayers. And they're only about this long. I didn't bring any tonight. But they're like worry beads. But
Okay.
there's enough worry in the world. These are gratitude beads. But you can move each bead through your hand. You can keep them in your pocket. I hang a lot of these on my wall when I'm not wearing them at home. And they're just very soothing to look at.
Well, I love these. I love everything that we've touched, but then as we come to the last few minutes, I realize there is this cluster here that we have not given too much attention to.
They're not offended.
Oh, I know they're not offended, but I think that we need
They're
to,
very sure of themselves.
I think we need to realize that this is an opportunity that we don't want to pass up.
Okay, put this
Because
one on so
not
people can
everybody-
see. Oh, you've got something.
Not
else on.
everybody wants
Heavy rubber.
the, you know, I like these big things.
I've got a lot of these that are single. I mean, they're just very lightweight. Some only have one bead on the end.
Oh, that's lovely.
And they're delicate.
And these are the ones that you have the braid,
Yeah, this
you
is
have braided.
Yeah, I braided all of these.
Oh, my.
They're really intricate here.
Oh,
And they
this
look
is-
commercially done. And
this
I go,
is
no, those
lovely.
are 3 strands.
This is lovely.
There's jade. I've got 4 jade pieces. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is beautiful. I like the contrast. That's carved jade. This is Tibetan agate. This is horn, and this is bone.
I love this one. I love that one. Well, they're just so beautiful to see. Now this one is different.
Yeah, I've never done one like that. That came off a piece that I took apart. Wasn't working.
It was not working.
It wasn't working. And it ended up, so I took this piece and added to it so the strings were
Well, this is adorable.
Yeah, look at
Oh, we're down to
Time
one.
to go.
Time to go. I'm so grateful that you came.
I am too. Thank you so much for having me. I love my beads and I love sharing them.
They're beautiful.
And give me a call if you want to talk beads.
Well, I
Or
just,
come to the market. I'm at the flea market on Sundays. I'm in the back.
in the very back.
And I've got a pumpkin canopy.
Oh, that's
Pumpkin
cute.
colored canopy.
Listen, thank you so much for coming. And thank you, Ellen.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. We look forward to seeing you at the market. Bye-bye.
Bye.